Welcome to Sachi's Archive. I'm Sachi, and thank you for joining me today. This is Minecraft Engineering Notebook entry 004, where we'll be starting to document the banking system. This entry focuses on the ATM. Before we begin, please check the description for this video's required dependencies. If you're following along and building the system yourself, now is a good time to pause the video, grab your engineering notebook and a pen or pencil, and get ready to document today's entry with me. If you find these notebook entries helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Let's get started.
This is the bank system, and we're going to start out with something right at the beginning. There's a pressure plate right here. This pressure plate actually goes to some command blocks. Here's the command blocks, and we're going to just start documenting this. These are the first things that needs to happen. Some of these commands, I can tell you if you did not do any kind of, if you did not do the time season system, that you don't have to use, but most of these you are going to have to use. And the first command block you're going to want to do is going to be, I'm going to write it down as door for the bank. It is going to be command block, and it is going to be impulse, unconditional, and needs redstone. There is no delay, and the command is simply going to be / scoreboard players add at p money 0. That is the command. What you'll need first off for a bank is you are going to need a money scoreboard. If I write scoreboard objectives list, I used wherever money is. Money. Money displays as like an actual money symbol, and the type is dummy, but the initial, like the internal name of the scoreboard is called money. So you do need to make a scoreboard for money. And what we're going to do, so when anyone joins your world, you don't have to worry about adding to the scoreboard. Whenever they go into the bank, they added themselves to the scoreboard. The next command block is going to be a chain command block. Now the next 3 command blocks are only if you have done the daytime system and you want the banker to have hours that they're in and days that they're working. So that if you don't want to do that, all you need is that first command block that the pressure plate is going to make go off every time someone goes into the bank. If you are doing this though with a time and date and seasons system already on your world, you're going to do the second command block is going to be a chain command block. It's going to be unconditional, and it is going to be always active. This command is going to be execute unless score day Wellbridge matches 11 with score time Wellbridge matches 900 to 1700. I'm going to run TP at E type equals npc x equals 144, y equals 58, z equals 70, r equals 1, c equals 1, 140, 64, negative 794. Okay, so what this command means is that I have here, let's go ahead and I'll show you this real quick. The bank is open from 9 o'clock to 1700 daily, and the only time they are closed are days 9, 10, and 11. So this command right here, it's saying that unless the day for our day season system is 9, 10, or 11, and if the score matches between 9 o'clock and 1700 during the day, so it's like from 9 to 5, you are going to run, we are going to take the NPC that we're going to use for the banker, and we are going to put them in their banking spot, which should be right here. Look, this position right here is 140, 64, negative 794. So what you'll do for your system is you will figure out where you're going to put your banker. My banker, she shows up standing right here, and her position is 140, 64, negative 794 if she's standing there. And so if it's, as long as it's not the days that's closed, and as long as it's the right time, she will show up there. Right now, the scoreboard is showing that it's only day 8. And because I do not have this ticking, I don't think this is a ticking area. So it's not going to run to the next day. So we don't have her climb up and down, up and down. Okay? The next one is going to be the next command block is going to be a chain, unconditional, always active, zero delay, and this is going to be execute if score day Wellbridge matches 9.11, run TP at E type x equals 140, y equals 64, c equals 794, 1, c equals 1. And we are going to, so the second command block chain is saying that if the day is a day that she shouldn't be working, you are going to take her from where she would be standing working, where you want her out working, and we're going to put her in her hidden space, which is 144.58, negative 790. And you will have 2 different numbers for that because it's on your world. Okay? And we can go see where she is. So, this right here is 144.58, negative 790. And this is the Celine you would see if she was working. Welcome to Wellbridge Savings. where we are more than a bank and you are more than a number. How can I help you today? All right, and the fourth command block in this chain is going to be a chain command block, unconditional, always active. And this is the command execute unless score time brokerage run TP add type npc x equals 140 y equals 64 z equals negative 794 radius r equals 1 c means count only 1 and I'm going to put her in her hidden spot again. So basically, the first command block is just putting players onto the money scoreboard so that they can now do their banking. The second one through the fourth one are all if you do the time seasonal system and you want to have your banker have banker hours, right? So the score, when it says unless score time or unless score day on the Wellbridge scoreboard, that would be your day and then whatever you name the scoreboard that you're using for the day and the time scores. And basically the first chain command block is saying if these things are correct, it's not the day she's supposed to have off and it's the day the time she's supposed to be working, teleport her up to where she's supposed to work over here. Now, the last two of those is just specifically pinpointing listen, no matter what, if it's the day, not it's day 9, day 10, or day 11, I don't care if it's the right time. She still shouldn't be out working because the bank is technically closed those days. So she should be in her hidden place. And the last one is saying, I don't even care if it's the right day. If it's the wrong time, she shouldn't be out. She needs to be put in her hidden place. What is that tough? Whoa. Okay. Step 1 complete. Entry to the bank. Now let's go ahead and say it's a day or a time that the banker is not there. Let's go ahead and use the ATM in some of the regular banking system because you already made a scoreboard for money and now the players are on the scoreboard for money. So this is going to be where you can deposit. I chose you have to at least, you have to deposit at least seven emerald blocks at a time. And you can withdraw 7 emerald blocks at a time. Also, when you stand on this, it tells the player how much money they have. So let's go ahead and find out this. Let's first do what happens when you stand on this. So I'm going to title this page ATM because it's open no matter what time it is. This command block is, being functioned by a pressure plate. And this one's going to be a repeat command block. It's going to be unconditional. And it's going to be needs redstone. It's not always running. In fact, I have a delay in this one of 40 ticks. Just because, if you have stuff run on tick, you don't really need to know. Within 40 ticks is not a very long time, but if you stand on it constantly, you're not going to glitch out the world by having this command run every single tick. And all this does is tell the player that's standing on it what their score is on that scoreboard. This is going to tell that player how much money they have, or what is their money score on the scoreboard. So I'm executing as at P, radius equals 2. The off chance that there's going to people are going to be crowding on this, I'm not putting it count equals 1. I'm not making it, I'm not being overly particular. You don't get anything by standing on this. It's just telling you your specific score on the scoreboard. So that's why there isn't a huge selector there. Just radius equals 2. Most people are not going to be jumping on someone else or messing with them while they're at the bank. So execute as at P, R equals 2. I'm going to run a title raw message. And we're going to run it at S because at P already figured out who it was targeting. And we're going to put it on the action bar like you saw. Raw text, colon, brackets, squirrely brackets, selector, colon, add S. We're selecting who that is. Swirly brackets, comma, swirly brackets, text, colon, quotes. I'm going to put a space. If you notice, I put a space. So the first thing is it's going to say who the person's name is. The selector at S is saying my name. It's just putting my name there. I am going to make a space, okay? So it doesn't say like the end of my name, which is an I, and then immediately has the money sign, the name of the scoreboard. All right. So I am going to do text, and I'm going to make sure there's a space there, and then the money sign. Quotes, squirrely brackets, commas, squirrely brackets, quotes, score. So now we're going to give the score of that player. Name at S. So we're figuring out who the score you're going to show. And then objective. Now we're going to show what the objective was. And the objective is the scoreboard name, like the internal one, which is money. Okay, awesome. And that's all that is right there. See, there's nothing else. I think I have to change my earbuds. I will be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. All right, let's first do a deposit. Two command blocks. So I'm going to deposit on one side. I'm just going to start that on my notebook. This is the deposit. And it's by button. In the first command block is going to be impulse, unconditional, and needs redstone. Oh, I guess I should say this because there's new. I changed the the earbuds or whatever that I'm using with my phone. If I'm too loud or whatever, I'm sorry. Take the time to fix the volume. I didn't. They sound different, so I don't know if this is louder for you or if it's too soft. But I am just talking out loud. I'm not like yelling or anything. Okay. All right. Back to this. Impulse, unconditional, needs redstone. No delay. And the command is going to be scoreboard, players, add, at P. And now we're actually going to use a qualification, a selector for the person we're putting this on. Because we want to make sure that they're definitely standing in this area. So I'll show you how I found the area too. And it won't be, because your world's different, you'll have different chords. And the R means radius of that chord. And then also now we're going to say has item. Has item equals, and the item that we want them to have is emerald blocks. Wrote that wrong. Emerald underscore block, comma. Okay. And then the quantity they need to have would be 7 dot dot, which means any 7 and up. And if they do that, we are going to give them on their scoreboard money equals 63. Because 7 times 9, what I'm saying is 1 emerald equals $1 on my scoreboard. So 7 times 9 is 63. And that's why they get $63 added. Now this right here is 145, 64, negative 792. So if I'm standing in the middle right here on what would have been a pressure plate, where it's telling me how much money I have in my scoreboard, and I press this button, and I have 7 emerald blocks, this is going to add 63 onto my scoreboard. Now the next command block is going to be a chain, conditional this time. So it's conditional that we gave you $63 on your scoreboard. We added 63 to your scoreboard. And so it has to be. We're not going to take away emeralds if we know we didn't give you money. It's going to be always active. And now after we've given this to you, we are going to clear at P that is standing in that area. And you have to have the item. You have to have the 7 blocks. We are going to then clear 7 emerald blocks from you. Okay? And you want to do 0, 7 because 0 is, I don't know the state of the emerald block. I don't understand that correctly, but you do want to do 0 there because that's the type, that's what you have to do. It won't work if you just do emerald block 7. You have to put the 0 there. And that is simply depositing. Perfect. Now let's do withdrawing or withdrawal. So this is going to be the withdrawal button. Withdrawal, we're going to do it really simple. Every time that you want to take out money, we're going to give you $63 or 7 emerald blocks. This is also 2 command blocks. The first command block, and this is also, it's used by button. The first command block is going to be impulse, unconditional, needs redstone, no delay, and we're going to do it opposite now. We are going to, the command is simply give at P. That is in that same, wherever it is for you, where you're going to have the person standing to press the buttons. This is their chords. So they have to be at the same chords. But the difference is now, it doesn't matter if you have an item. I care what your score is on the money scoreboard. So it's going to be scores equals money equals, and they must have $63 or up. That's why you have the 2 dots there. And what we're going to do is we're going to give the person that has that's standing in that area, because the button, when the command got hit, we're assuming someone's standing in the area. We're going to give them 7 command blocks. Not command blocks, emerald blocks. And then the last command block is going to be a chain, conditional, and always active. No delay in ticks. After we give you the emerald blocks, we are going to change your scoreboard. And the only reason we're going to take away money from your scoreboard or, from your account balance is because we know we gave you emerald blocks. So we're going to do scoreboard players, and we are going to remove at P, who's in that area. And who has the scores for their money equaling 63 and above. And we are going to remove 63 from your scoreboard. So right here, I just have a crafting table in case somebody needs to, make emerald blocks. But how this works is you stand on here, gives you every 40 ticks, it's going to read you your score in the middle of your in the middle of your like screen. And then if I had blocks, if I have emerald blocks, let's say I have 7. Let's do 14 just to show. 14 of them. So I have 14 command blocks, although I'm in creative. Let's go ahead and go to survival. Oops. All right, so if I press this button, it took 7, and look, it added 63 to my score. I come here, and I want to get 7 blocks out. I press this button. I'm at $128 on my scoreboard. Press this. It now took 63 from my score and gave me 7 emerald blocks. And that right there is the first part of the banking system. And I will see you in the next entry where we'll start getting more into what happens with the banker and the different systems that you can engage in, including banking your XP. There's an entire exchange system, a gold exchange, netherite exchange, current rates, everything that has to do with banking, except for like an ATM. And I will see you on the next entry.
That concludes Minecraft Engineering Notebook Entry 004. The banking system continues in entry 004.1. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope this documentation helps you build your own projects and makes your own engineering notebook a little easier to fill. If you found this entry helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to Sachi's Archive. I'm Sachi, and thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next entry.